Let's take a look at projected cap space and team needs from CBS Sports.com. So the Browns have a fair amount of cap space at $25 million. Now the needs, edge rusher, defensive tackle, wide receiver, and you see some of the information there. Need to figure out Baker Mayfield situation, wide receiver. Needs to be upgraded. They don't have a number one wide receiver, and that's paramount. With that, let's welcome in Brad Ward from BrownsWire.com, as well as All Eyes on Cleveland podcast. So, Brad, when you look at that, I agree. Wide receiver, edge, defensive tackle, probably in that order. What are your thoughts as far as lining up that way and the needs that the Browns need to address this offseason?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I totally I would agree with that order as well. I think that you're going to see them attempt to free up some more space. I think, there's some pretty obvious cut candidates here. I think that Case Keenum is probably not long for the roster. That'll free up some money. I personally think, and I know not everybody feels this way, but I feel like they like Nick Harris. And that J.C. Treader probably is not back next year, in my opinion. I think they think Harris is ready. That would give him 2 years to play on his rookie contract. And this kind of seems like the right time that good organizations make that move with a guy that's over 30 to their successor. Jarvis Landry is another story. Certainly that one, that cut candidate, that would save up about $8 million, or actually more than that, about $16 million for Jarvis is what he's due to make. I think they should attempt to restructure with him, Dave, but I don't know if they'll find a meeting ground, and I don't know where they stand behind the scenes. Certainly there's some fracture there, I think, between the organization and him. He hasn't spoke with the Browns or done an official Browns interview since his buddy left town.
Yeah, I would agree. Do you think it's a slam dunk that it's a wide receiver at 13, or do you think they could go another way?
I kind of think it is a slam dunk. I think that it would be unlike Barry and not very smart to spend and try to get a number one wide receiver in free agency. Those kind of, payouts and gambles for a number one in free agency never seem to really work out, Dave, in my opinion. So I think you get your number one guy in an attempt to remake this wide receiver room in the draft, and I think your best place to do that is 13. You should have a number of options there, including a guy I liked a lot in Drake London, So, and I just think that will set you up to get a supplementary piece in free agency that maybe either fills Landry's spot or another spot. Obviously, I count Donovan Peoples-Jones as a big part of this room too.
Yeah, earlier in the show we took a look at over the past 4 or 5 years, big-time wide receivers, number one free agent type wide receivers have not worked out historically at all. So that's interesting.